Our biggest asset is our people. I even observe them now. Again, I'm still learning. This is a journey. The reason why I say leadership is a journey because you never get it figured out. And the minute you do, something changes. Your team, your employees start going to other people for decisions. Whatever that was, own the impact, not the intent. Hey everyone, John here. Welcome to today's episode. What is the cost of having discomfort on your team? And what I'm talking about here is maybe you've said something or your actions and the team didn't like it. Maybe a person on the team didn't like it. It may be even your high performer that disagreed with you. Maybe there was an argument that ensued. Maybe, just maybe, you were in the wrong. But what is the cost to that? Is there a cost to that? If you're a small organization, if you're a small team and somebody gets mad and decides to leave, or worse, it begins to fester if it doesn't get dealt with, it could be an impact to your business or your team. If you're a larger organization, what is the cost? I'm not sure, but today we're going to talk about the current environment. And there's some expectations that are put on leaders and as business owners as well that I think we need to discuss. A lot of them are true. Some of them I think are myths, but it's not about what you think as the business owner, as the leader. It's the perception of your team. So if you have these expectations and the perception is of you, the leader, that you abide by those and there's misalignment there, that's where discontent could come from as well. So let's get into the topic today. One reason why, actually the two biggest reasons why people leave organizations are, one, they don't see themselves developing. There's no room for growth within the business or within the team or the organization. And the second one, poor leadership. That's why it's important, especially as a small business owner, you can't afford to lose those high-performing employees. You can't afford to lose any employees, but much less the high performers. They're going to be difficult to replace. There's going to be money in training. There's going to be money just going out and recruiting or soliciting for a job opening, whatever that looks like. That's why it's essential for business owners to not only hire, but retain their best employees. And our program has a simple framework that teaches that. Today, we're going to discuss the current state. This drives a lot of why really I developed the framework. And we begin down the road of coaching leaders and small business owners because our biggest asset is our people. And the current environment in 2025, and I can't tell you, it's a combination of different things that have created this environment, really. But for the most part, leaders are expected to deliver results. They're expected to hop in day one, know everything about what they're supposed to be doing, get behind whatever political or cultural entities are at work and deliver results. I delayed getting into leadership because I thought day one, I had to have it all figured out. But that's the environment today. A lot of organizations are getting leaner. You got AI coming on board. There's a lot of automation there. So delivering results fast, there's this instant gratification. We see it in our sports teams. We see it in our big organizations, in our big companies. I think a lot of that is driven really by social media and the fact that there's lights on us all the time. And that's going to play in to some of the expectations and some of the reasons why, or telltale signs that you can tell you're losing your team. And we'll discuss those here in a little bit. But more to the current state, there's change. If there's one thing that's constant, it's change. So as a leader and as a business owner, you're expected to manage that change. No matter how small or how big that change is, or how fast or how slow that change needs to happen, you need to manage it. And it's very difficult if you have discontent within your team. The last really current state is we got to be the hype man or the hype woman or the hype person for our organizations. We got to boost morale. We got to make sure that really pretty much every single day we're bringing the energy. How many times we're human beings as business owners and as leaders, we have bad days. We have bad mornings. We have bad afternoons. There's things that are going on. So this expectation that we got to be the hype person for the organization all the time, that's something that in many, many organizations and many leaders and many business owners that I work with, they feel like they have to bring the hype the entire time. So these three things, you got to deliver results you have to manage change, and you got to be the hype person for your organization. Basically, what we want you to be is perfect. And I don't know about you, but I'm not perfect. And I've yet to work with a leader that's perfect. So what do we need to do? Most people put a lot of pressure on themselves to maintain that level of perfectionism, maybe even maintain different personas at work versus in personal life. But what this boils down to, it's not about making mistakes. It's about how you handle those mistakes. And when we talk about the signs of your team being discontent with you, with the organization, wherever that discontent is coming from, a lot of it goes back to leaders, business owners that make mistakes, and then they just don't handle them correctly. So what are some signs? What are some things that I've observed on my teams as a young leader? Or I even observe them now. Again, I'm still learning. This is a journey. The reason why I say leadership is a journey, because you never get it figured out. And the minute you do, something changes. But these signs are things that you need to recognize, be able to recognize and identify on your team. So that way we're going to talk about strategies, 5 strategies to address the signs that we're getting ready to discuss. So the first one, you ever go into a meeting and you schedule the meeting, you get your agenda, you do all your due diligence, you got all the framework there, and nobody's talking. No matter how many questions you ask, no matter what you say, everybody is quiet. And you just feel that resentment in the room. Maybe it was something that you did or something that you said that morning, or maybe it was actions that you've been demonstrating for some time now. Whatever it is, if you walk into a meeting and normally people are talkative, or you got to the juices flowing and then they will talk, and none of that is happening, that could be a sign that they're discontent on the team. Try it on. I want to take a quick break from the episode today to talk about a couple things. The first thing, less than 40% of our listeners are subscribed to our channel. You would be doing me a huge favor if you click on that subscribe button. It helps us grow our Go Be Great community and get this podcast out to as many people as we possibly can. The second thing, are you a small business owner that is drowning in the day-to-day operations? You're delegating tasks and you're still doing all the work. You're experiencing a high turnover. Maybe you don't have the systems and processes in place that you need to run a successful business. I invite you to go over to bjohnespinosa.com, fill out the form to see if you're the right fit. Now back to the episode. Second one here is feedback stops flowing. Feedback just stops, like comes to a screeching halt, to the point where even the people on your team and in your business that would give you some feedback, they've stopped. Why? Probably lack of trust is broken down. Maybe even if they tell you, you're not going to do anything about it, so you don't follow up. But one second tall tale sign is feedback stops. The third one here, your top performers begin to disengage. They begin to pull away from the organization and from you as the leader and the business owner. Maybe the discussions that you were having, just those impromptu discussions where they were idea generators, you'd come in, bounce ideas off of each other, those are gone. Or maybe that high performer just really isn't bringing the energy that they brought before. And there could be several other things that impact people, just like us as leaders and as business owners. We don't need to expect perfection in others, but something's off. Something has changed with your high performers. Telltale sign there may be discontent. The fourth one, whether you got IMs through Teams or you use a Google platform, whatever platform that you're using. Normally, I'm a big proponent of telling the team good morning through a group IM. Or instant message, or just sending out maybe a funny emoji or something to get the group going. And you're doing that, or that's been a routine of yours, and there's no responses. There's no thumbs up. There's no heart emojis. There's none of that. There could be discontent. And then the fifth thing, and this is something that you may not even see, your team, your employees start going to other people for decisions. They go around you. They go under you. They go over you. But the moral of this point, they don't go to you for those decisions. They don't go to you for inputs to the decisions maybe that they have to make. They don't go to you anymore. Again, back to that brainstorming about ideas or solutions to possible challenges. Again, a lot of that points back to trust, but it could point back to discontent within your team. So those are 5 signs. So let's talk about some solutions. Again, I want you guys, get out your journals. This is an active listening podcast. I always try to provide value for you all through these practical applications that we come up with. And these are practical applications that I continue to work on myself, that I continue to coach others on. So don't take these as the end all be all, because sometimes I try one and one doesn't work. But consistency piece is going to win the long game. We're in the business of playing the long game. Short wins are good, but in the end, we want to retain our high performers. We want to increase that morale. If there is discontent, we want to have those difficult and critical conversations. So what do we need to do to fix this? If you have made a mistake as a leader, own the impact of that mistake. Maybe the mistake has to do with budget. Maybe it has to do with losing resources. Maybe it had to do with losing a big client of yours. Whatever that was, own the impact, not the intent. Your intentions are good, but own the impact. Don't make excuses for why you made the decision. That's the intent. You've made the decision, you're on down the road. Now, the impact of that decision could be causing discontent. And that's where if you don't own that and you just continue to make excuses about why you made the decision, nothing's going to get resolved. It's going to continue to fester. So own the impact, not the intent. The second fix, you got to open back up those feedback channels. This is critical. In our leader framework, R has reflection in it. And it has reflection in it because it's feedback loop. We got to constantly be receiving feedback. That's our way as a leader, our way as a business owner to understand if things are moving in the right direction. If they're stuck, if they're off course, if they're misaligned, how else are we going to know but feedback? So you got to figure out how to open back up or create those feedback channels. So that's the second way that you're going to fix discontent within the team. The third one, action speaks louder than words. I can't stress this enough. You can get up in front of somebody and make big promises, but you can only do that so many times before they're going to see right through that and they're going to raise the BS flag. They know that they're going to come to you. You may give them or let them hear what they want to hear, but there's no action behind it. You got to get back to the fundamentals. You got to back up what you say with the actions that you're going to provide to the team. The fourth one here, and we have a podcast. I just finished recording this podcast. You got to get vulnerable. You got to get vulnerable as a leader. You're not a superhero. You're not perfect. Being vulnerable, you will make mistakes. You will make bad decisions. You will make bad hires. In the end, though, it's how you handle those mistakes. And we do that through vulnerability. Trust is the long game. A mistake that happens, though, can deteriorate and take a big chunk out of that trust factor. So how can we rebuild that? We got to get vulnerable. It goes back to what I talked about earlier. Focus on the impact, not the intent. Don't make excuses. Accept the mistake. Be empathetic to the impact that it made. And then let's mutually figure it out together. Get vulnerable. Go back and listen to that podcast. I give a lot of other practical tips on how you as a leader and a business owner can get vulnerable. And then this one I saved for last. This one is probably a game changer in a lot of organizations. And it goes back to why people leave. People leave organizations. One, remember, they don't see any growth. There's no personal development. And two, it's poor leadership. Those two things are lack of clarity. Those two items, the top two reasons why people leave organizations is there's lack of clarity. From the leadership level, they don't know where you're going. From the personal and growth development level, they don't know where they're going. And if they don't know where they're going and you don't know where you're going, it creates a lot of confusion. It creates discontent. It creates frustration. And your high performers will look elsewhere. And that's not a threat. It's just the honest truth. I've been in organizations that I've seen high performers walk out the door and take other opportunities. I've left organizations because I've gotten frustrated with leadership. I didn't have any potential for growth. And businesses lose people, good employees, because they just have a lack of clarity. If we understand where we want to go, we can help others figure out how they fit in to that plan. And it starts with clarity. So we went over the current state. We talked about signs of discontent within your team. So challenge yourself. Really take a hard look tomorrow when you're at work or the next time you're in front of your team. Are they disengaged in meetings? Are they stopped giving you feedback? Are they pulling away? Are those folks that were once eager to come talk to you not talking to you anymore? And then we talked about ways to address, ways to fix those. I really appreciate the time that you all spend developing yourself. Be proud of that. It's something special. If this content was valuable today, I would appreciate you sharing it, giving me a thumbs up, subscribing to the channel. It means a lot to me and allows this channel to continue to grow and get our message out to as many business owners as leaders as possible so they can retain and hire their best employees. I believe in you. Go be great. Talk to everyone later. Bye-bye. If you like what you're hearing, do us a favor. Click on that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up or leave a comment. That lets us know that what we are putting out benefits you. If you want additional information or resources or learn how to work with me, head on over to thejohnespinosa.com, because when we become better versions of ourselves, it helps us get others to where they're going. Go be great. Talk to everyone later.